Let's talk about your plan to win a bit. This district, as you know, was largely red since the 80s, with only Joe Cunningham flipping the seat back in 2018. Nancy Mace, who's a Republican, won it in 2020. So what's your pathway to victory here in a district that has a recent history of being Republican?
Yeah, well, first of all, I hear every day from people who are just really frustrated by Washington, by the tenor and the way that sort of politics is sort of done these days. People really reject a lot of the divisiveness and the hyper partisan aspect of things. And I also hear people say that, my opponent, Nancy Mace, is much more interested in being on national TV and sort of grabbing headlines than in actually being here in the district fighting for the citizens and the people here. So, look, I think there's an enormous opportunity not only to talk to disaffected Republicans and independents, but there are a couple of other sort of basic tactics that I think we are going to exercise that we believe will lead us to win. One is, last time there were 30,000 loyal Democrats who had not voted for Republicans in the past, but who just didn't show up to the polls. Well, we're going to go out and inspire those voters in really meaningful kinds of ways, and we're going to get them to the polls. Beyond that, there is a large number of, an inordinate amount of persuadable voters, people who are undecided, people who kind of change based upon, sort of interacting with the issues and the candidate. And, we're going to invest in a good old-fashioned retail grassroots field organization where we are out with an army of volunteers knocking on doors, having conversations, meaningful conversations with people on their front porches, registering new voters, and really inspiring people, listening to them, hearing what their concerns are, and then getting them out to vote. We think that in a district where there are so many people who are undecided, actually creating that person-to-person kind of interaction, touching them, is going to make an enormous difference.
I want to talk exactly how you plan on inspiring people, because right now, with the dysfunction in Congress, which we will get to in a moment, too many issues facing Americans, as well as a potential rematch of 2020, people are not really feeling inspired. According to a recent Pew Research Center study, 63% of Americans have not much or no confidence at all in the future of our politics. So how do you fix that? How do you inspire these voters to not only come out, but come out for you?
It's a great question. I think, I am someone, again, who is descended from a number of people who have served. When I talk about the legacy of people in my family, I think people, what I hear from people is that gives them a sense of trust about my motivations, about why I'm doing this. I'm leaning into legacy. I am trying to serve in ways that my ancestors did. And then I think just, I bring a business orientation. I reject a lot of the hyper-partisan divisiveness. I reject getting bogged down in the culture wars. I want to get things done and get things done today for people in the district. So I'm focusing on these core kitchen table issues that we talked about. I'm focusing on the economy, on healthcare. I'm focused on education. 90% of our kids go to public schools. We've got to deliver consistently high-performing education. I'm focused on, just a lot of the issues that really matter to people. And I think people are increasingly starting to realize that a lot of the stuff that's going on in Washington is really designed to be a cog in the wheel, to prevent progress from being enacted, from going forward. And I'm focused on trying to get these things done.